Komatsudani's doors open at 7 a.m., and soon after children begin to arrive, most coming on foot with parents or grandparents. Here, a 4-year-old girl and her mother arrive at school. They are greeted by the 2 teachers standing in the threshold of the genkan, or entrance hall. As children cross from the concrete of the outside to the wooden floor of the genkan, they remove their shoes. Here, footwear customs facilitate children's transitions to school each morning. Just inside the genkan, there are cubby holes labeled with the children's names. Children entering place their shoes in their cubby, giving them a feeling of moving from outside to a place that is home. Parents usually say goodbye on the threshold of the genkan, because when they enter the school, they do so as guests, who leave their shoes in the doorway and put on guest slippers. Komatsudani is a hoikuen, or daycare center, serving children from infancy up to 6 years old. Here 2 4-year-old girls carry infants out to play on the playground. Many of the older children, and older girls in particular, have infants or toddlers they play with during unstructured periods of the day. Higashino-sensei, Komatsudani's assistant principal, told us that they strongly encourage this sort of interaction between older and younger children. With Japan's low birth rate, many children do not have siblings. Mixed-age play gives younger children stimulation and older children a chance to develop omoyari, empathy. From arrival until about 9 a.m., children play freely in their classrooms or on the playground. Here, a 3-year-old girl plays catch with her teacher. Yoshizawa-sensei, who is Komatsudani Temple's head priest, as well as Komatsudani Preschool's principal, plays junken, paper, rock, scissors, with some of the older boys. Many Japanese preschools are associated with temples, just as many American preschools are associated with churches. There is relatively little Buddhist influence in the curriculum, which is set largely by Koseisho, the National Ministry of Health and Welfare. Komatsudani's program is partially supported by funds from the city of Kyoto and the national government. Tuition, which is based on family income, ranges from about $30 to about $120 a month. It's almost 9 a.m., time to clean up. Here a group of children, with the teacher's help and encouragement, clean up the sand toys and balls. At 9 a.m. at Komatsudani, the children form a large circle for Taiso, morning calisthenics. Taiso can be seen every morning in schools, companies, and neighborhoods all over Japan. Principal Yoshizawa explained that Taiso functions not only to get everyone's blood moving, but more importantly, to give children and staff a feeling at the beginning of each day of oneness. During morning exercise and other group times at Komatsudani, everyone is included. These toddlers have been placed in the middle of the circle, where they participate to the best of their ability. Calisthenics completed, Fukui-sensei, the 24-year-old teacher of the Peach class, leads her students inside. While the teacher of the next-door class plays the organ, Fukui-sensei leads her 28 students in clapping and singing. Here the children bow to each other and to their teacher and say, "Teacher, good morning. Everyone, good morning." The daily monitors then close a partition separating the two neighboring classrooms. Here, Fukui-sensei helps one of the daily monitors count how many children are present to a familiar tune. There are 28 children in the class, which is typical of Japanese preschools. Americans who watched these scenes were critical of the student-teacher ratio. On the other hand, when we showed Japanese teachers our tape of St. Timothy's, an American preschool with a student-teacher ratio of 12:1, they were critical, saying, "Small classes may be good for teachers, but not for children. How can children learn to be a member of a group in a class that small?" Assistant Principal Higashino explained, "When the student-teacher ratio gets to be too small, children focus their attention on their teacher to the detriment of the child-child interaction they need at this age." Here the class, in chorus, repeats after the teacher. Today is May 25th, is May 25th. It's Monday. The weather is clear. 26 children are here today. At Komatsudani, there is only one 20-minute academic activity each day. Here, Fukui-sensei explains the day's lesson, which is on counting. How many rabbits are riding in the car in the picture? 4, that's right. Color in 1 box for each using a blue craypa. Contrary to American expectations, there is relatively little explicit academic instruction in most Japanese preschools. Most Japanese children can read by age 6, but there is little explicit teaching of reading in preschools. As Higashino explained to us, most children are taught to read by their mothers. The little girl on the left is having trouble understanding the concept, so her teacher will come over and give some quick individual help. Throughout this workbook session, Hiroki, the boy in blue overalls facing the camera, has been yelling out answers to the teacher's questions, as well as singing television theme songs and telling jokes. Continuing his antics, Hiroki is about to hold a craypa up to the front of his pants and say, "Look, I have a black penis." We are now 20 minutes into the workbook session, and many of the children are growing restless. Hiroki's singing and joke-telling is drawing more and more attention away from the exercise, but Fukui-sensei does nothing to stop him, and instead just pushes ahead. Throughout the day, we were struck by Hiroki's quickness in answering questions, his ability to remember complex song lyrics, and his quick wit. We wondered if Hiroki were gifted, which might lead to boredom and a tendency toward rambunctious behavior. When we asked the staff of Komatsudani if Hiroki was gifted, they at first did not understand what we meant. After we explained the concept, Fukui responded, "No, I would say Hiroki is about average in intelligence." Higashino added, "If he is so smart, how come he doesn't understand how to behave better?" In general, Japanese preschool teachers and administrators are staunchly egalitarian and reluctant to speak of inborn differences in children's ability. At the end of the lesson, Fukui-sensei draws a smile face on each child's completed workbook. Hiroki and some of the other children are in the hallway looking into the 5-year-old's classroom. Other children in the Peach class are playing in the playground, using the toilet, or visiting the infants and toddlers in the nursery.